tuning in to the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Done so, please subscribe to our channel on youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV or check us out on iTunes and SoundCloud. Don't forget to leave a comment about your thoughts and opinions. You can always tweet us by using the hashtag NXT AfterBuzz. So after all, you know, we love interacting with all of you guys, and I guess it's time to get the show started.
I suppose so.
I'm Kathy Kelly. Sitting across from me, as always, Mark Donica.
Hi, Kathy Kelly. You're back. You were gone the last week, but you're back now.
I know.
And
so I guess not as always.
Well, no.
It's like very frequently.
Most
weeks, yes.
Yeah.
As mostly.
And then sitting next to Mark, True Hobo.
Yes, and for everybody who asked, I submitted for Tough Enough today.
You did. I was going to tweet out that casting because I literally got it, the email, and I screen grabbed it, I sent it to Johnny and Dale, and Johnny's response was, "We're all doing it." Yeah. And I was like, I have no upper body strength, so I don't think that's happening, but...
Don't train the girls. As long as you look nice, they'll treat the girls just fine, I imagine.
You could probably name a couple people that weren't too strong in the upper body.
Who?
I don't know. You probably could. That's all I'm saying.
What?
Just apply. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. Do it.
Do it. The hell do you have to lose?
You want Devin Taylor's job, right? I mean, you want to be a confidant of Miss Devin.
You want to be
where the people are.
Guys, so speaking of these intros that we just got,
we did it.
We're doing things a little bit new, and we're not used to it, so we're freaking out.
We're starting new, implementing new things here at AfterBuzz. So I completely forgot to start off with our Twitter handles as well. Mine's Catherine Kelly.
Mine is Soapbox Mark.
I am at True Hobo.
Talk to us during the show.
Yes,
I'll check Twitter. Please
do. We love interacting with you guys. That's definitely one of the easiest ways, but leaving us comments with your thoughts on this episode is also really cool. You do that in the YouTube comments.
Or joining us in live chat.
Joining us on live chat as well. We stream live on YouTube now.
Today we're on the AfterBuzz website, though.
Oh, on the AfterBuzz website.
YouTube's doing a little bit of work.
Anyhow,
the president broke it.
Last week was the first week where we had the other shift, not our shift, but the other shift. NXT moved to Wednesdays because SmackDown moved to Thursdays. Our show, for the time being at least, will still be on Thursdays.
For right now, yeah.
At 6 p.m. Pacific time. So be sure to tune in live then. But this week's episode, awesome.
Yeah, super solid.
Yeah.
They kicked it up a notch.
Yeah.
To say the least. I actually heard, and rumor or not, that they had to rewrite this entire taping to reflect the fact that they pushed up the date for the next special.
Oh, really?
Which is why so many things changed so very, very quickly.
Yeah.
That's why Regal did the announcement at the beginning of the show as opposed to during the show, and at the very last minute was when everything sort of changed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be in March, but for some reason they moved it up.
Why not?
Yeah. I mean,
public demands it.
I wasn't here last week, but that was almost as solid as a live special.
It was.
They wanted to make it a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, when anything changes like that, you want to have a big deal. Like on SmackDown, which we covered, Daniel Bryan wrestled wrestled for 40 minutes, basically.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
2 matches, double duty.
Not so. So getting into tonight's episode, as we mentioned, Regal kicks it off, announcing the next NXT live event is going to be February 11th.
Can't believe it. Honest, that soon is just mind-blowing.
Quick.
Do you think that eventually we're gonna get like 12 NXT specials a year? Don't do it. Don't do it.
No. Like one every 3 months. That's kind of what we wanted.
Yeah.
And hopefully
quality over quantity.
Yeah, but at the same time, the storylines are ramping up to such huge proportions that you want them to have the bluff at a big event, really.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see. It's still weird that everything is called Takeover. We understand why, but they should have the subtitle kind of ready.
I like changing it up every.
No, I agree. No, I like they should have kept Fatal 4-Way. They should have. Our Evolution should have been its own thing, and then that's when the Takeover starts to go away.
But now we just call it a takeover. When is the next NXT takeover? It's a branding move, and I understand it.
Yeah. So this next special going to be February 11th. He also announces that a tournament is going to happen for the #1 contender spot for the NXT title, and it begins tonight.
Oh,
it begins.
Hey, I would say it's not an NXT. Every couple of months, NXT has a tournament, and that's fine. That's absolutely great.
Is it every couple months? I feel like the last one was just a couple weeks ago. Well, not a couple weeks ago.
No, because the tag tournament.
The women's #1 contendership. When was that?
Was
like
before.
A month ago?
No, that was a lot. That was before the tag team one.
Yeah.
Time is flying so fast.
Yeah.
Flies.
That's like Hollywood.
And fruit flies like a banana.
It does.
Yeah.
Yep.
Deep.
Honey. So the last thing that Regal announces is the Charlotte versus Sasha title match. And yeah.
She won under perfectly fine pretenses. She deserves a title match.
Well, she won.
Yeah.
Dirty as hell, but won.
No. You're confused. Charlotte is the dirtiest thief in the game. You're confused. It's okay.
Sasha is attempting to take that as well as the championship strapped around Charlotte's waist.
Nah, she's just the boss.
Okay.
Yep. The end.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
DM.
Yeah.
There's definitely a boss tonight. We'll talk about that later.
Can we?
So after this, Sami Zayn rushes to the ring and ends up beating down Ty Dillinger.
Oh, yeah. Him in the
He's got like some residual anger from last week, everything that happened to him, and just Ty was
it's nice to have like a contract where you're paid regularly, because it usually is you gotta like beat your opponent in order to make money instead of just like throwing them out of the ring and demanding a different opponent.
He won by countout.
I guess so.
He won by countout.
Or he just went, I don't know what's happening. Ty Dillinger on the floor is very confused. I'm gonna go, guys. This is awkward. I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah, I see him not wanted. I'm just gonna excuse myself.
someone who we saw a lot in tonight's episode, Regal.
And we saw him a lot today, too.
We did.
Yeah.
Hashtag Cat's Creamery.
So Regal comes out to the ring. Originally, he's mad at Sami Zayn, but gives him the non-title match against Kevin Owens that he wanted.
This exchange was awesome because it was like, I would demand this, but I have too much respect for you, so I'm going to ask you. And it's like, it's like, yeah.
That's the good guy, baby.
Yeah.
That's the good guy, but that's also kind of like almost like the fatherly son relationship that seems to have grown between these two over the past couple of months.
So then, is there a non-biological nepotism, if that's possible?
Oh, totally. It's totally possible.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, why not? Plus, you gotta respect a guy who could grab your joints and tear them apart.
Respectable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regal's dangerous. I don't care how old he is. That dude is dangerous.
Oh, yeah. Regal stretches.
Oh, that's legit.
First in the tournament tonight, we have Curtis Axel versus Finn Balor. Balor wins, and we learn that he'll either face Tyler Breeze or Hideo Itami, which we know the outcome of now, but...
Spoilers, Kim.
Oh.
Well, this match was interesting.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to sound like a jerk.
Sound like a jerk.
No.
All of them are jerks.
No, because the problem is the way that I'm saying this makes me sound like a jerk, but I don't mean it that way. I'm happy that Curtis Axel is in NXT working on his stuff, because this match was very. He made it his own pace. It was slower than a match that we usually see for Finn Balor, but that's deliberate on Curtis Axel's case. Just a lot of like clubs and strong moves and yelling at the crowd. The crowd didn't seem into the match. I don't know if it was, maybe it was something with the audio of the crowd or whatever. They didn't seem as into it, and I don't know.
It's very bizarre, because I feel like when guys who were on the main roster come down to NXT, they thrive, they flourish, they are the center of attention. And this is the first case, I think, where we've seen someone come down from the main roster and them not
just to be here.
Yeah, like, there's so much talent at NXT, and it's hard to, not even everyone who should be in the title picture at NXT is in the title picture, because you have so many people down there.
I think I found out how to say it. I don't think Curtis Axel works as enhancement talent.
You're such a jerk.
I am a jerk. Crucify me. What the hell?
It's like one of those things where people say "no offense, but," and it's always super offensive.
That's the problem. It's like I like Curtis Axel. I really do. I hope that he can find his way down here. So far, he's not showing me that.
One of the things I noticed about him is he's everything. There is no weakness in his game. He is powerful, he is quick, and he's smart, and he'll take cheap shots. He's almost impossible to beat.
He's perfect.
He really is.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that connects. Nobody's perfect. He still lost, but it was very one-sided. There was sort of Baylor took over in the beginning, then Axel caught him and had him down for a while, then Baylor just took it all the way to the end. There really wasn't any sort of turmoil in the end. There wasn't any sort of uncertainty about who was going to win. All of a sudden that was it. And it was over. Yeah. Axel loses.
I don't feel like we had that in the main event match. In the main event, I feel it could have gone anyway, but we'll get to that one too.
It kind of seems like Curtis Axel's time down at NXT thus far is similar to Justin Gabriel's, actually. Like, I feel like Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd came back around the same time to NXT. Tyson Kidd has been one of the main event people there.
Really broke out.
And made his mark down there, even with all the incredible talent. And Justin Gabriel's there, but he's almost like...
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. It sucks to say, but that's just what it is at this point.
They have too many people to work with. So it's hard for the people who are there getting started, as well as the people who are trying to jumpstart to get any sort of attention.
Amongst the three of us, who actually thought that Axel was going to win this match?
No one, really.
And I think that's part of the problem. I think Curtis Axel actually needs to win.
He hasn't won yet.
He hasn't.
He got beat by Itami, and he got beat by...
Even Gabriel won a couple.
For all of the world-class talent that he is supposed to have, being a past champion and a WWE superstar of the highest caliber, has come down here
NXT
to lose, wither, and die. He's got to win. He's got to win.
Yeah.
He needs a good opponent.
Yeah. I know he has good opponents. He has good opponents, but he needs
a good opponent to win against.
Yeah.
He needs a good opponent that he can beat.
CJ Parker.
Oh my God, no. I actually now talking about it, I think Tyler Breeze and Curtis Axel could be either opposing or a tag team.
What about Breeze and Louis, though?
I know. We'll get there.
Feud. Okay.
Well, that's working its way.
Okay.
Slowly, very slowly.
Next up, we have the recap of the women's match from last week. One thing that pissed me off so much is how many times they referred to them as divas last week.
Yeah.
Do you notice that too?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just terrible.
Okay. Then Devin interviews Sasha backstage about her upcoming title shot. Sasha then asks Devin, she's like, do you have any more questions? And before Devin can really respond, she just goes, don't care.
Love that.
Boss
Loved it.
move.
She is the boss. When it comes to mic work, man, she owns it.
I think that she's slowly been getting better and better, because I remember, a year ago watching her, and I don't think she was as confident as she is now.
Yeah, I think she's turned a corner.
It's not just being more confident in herself, but I think that it's developing her character. I don't think she had fully developed it when she had debuted on NXT's tapings.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, I think she's figured it out.
But yeah.
She's figured out who she is, what her motivation is, what she wants to accomplish, and who she is going that way.
Yeah.
It's a very tricky thing to do, but once you find it, man, you own it.
Yeah.
And I told Hobo this before, I have not been able to get Sasha's music out of my head since yesterday. Just, I don't know what it is. It's just super catchy.
Well.
Yeah. No, I mean, I've been on record as a huge Sasha supporter since I started doing this dang show. So all of this is very exciting, and the match tonight, as short as it was still very God, I loved the match tonight.
Before we do talk about the match tonight, there is one other segment we have to talk about. Bull Dempsey. He says he had last week's match in the palm of his hands, but it slipped away, and says he'll get his groove back once he faces Corbin in the tournament next week. I think this is a great way to set them up for another match, since I don't know how your guys' reactions were to... I can assume they would not be good to last week's matchup. It did seem very anticlimactic, so I'm glad that they are facing each other again.
And I think this might be the no contest.
Well,
Shouldn't have last week have been the no contest?
Yes.
Or Bull wins this time around.
But then
Bull moves on.
Then he loses
and what,
to Tyson
Baron Corbin
Kidd?
doesn't run in to screw him in the next match? I don't know.
Exactly. I don't know about this one either.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like, we thought we knew.
We can speak about what we know, and I liked this promo from Bull Dempsey. I feel his choice of words was very well chosen. He sounded sharp on the mic. He sounded intelligent. He used good alliteration.
Yeah.
He sounded very, very dangerous. A smart opponent's very dangerous.
So the women's match tonight, Sasha versus Charlotte. This is such a girl thing to say, but I feel like Charlotte could pull off the bob like Renee is debut. No?
I think Renee's doing it better.
Really?
Yeah.
I think
there are no divas with short hair like that, are there?
I know, but she could stand out like that. Not that she doesn't already stand out by being a Flair, but...
Well, see, I like short hair, me personally. The long thing, when you have long hair and you wrestle, you know how nasty it gets. Yeah. So all those girls, all they look at them is go, you got hair like mine, but it looks nicer. It's not.
Except most of their hair is bought.
Right.
So.
At least that's nice. They can change it out, like changing your oil, you know? I can't do that.
Yeah.
You can change your oil.
Is that an offer?
What?
I'll check my dipstick.
But anyways, getting into the actual match, Charlotte looks like she's about to win, but Becky gets involved, Becky Lynch, and
hey, Charlotte laid her out
DQ'd.
First. Let's put it that way.
And then after the match, Bayley comes out to save Charlotte, eyes the title, is holding it, and Charlotte pulls it away from her. Bayley hug plexes Charlotte.
Yeah!
She just breaks, finally.
Isn't it interesting? That's circumstance. You know, there's a pecking order. People like Charlotte, but they like Bayley more than they like Charlotte, and they like the two of them more than they like Becky and Sasha. Mm-hmm. It's funny. It's pecking order.
Mm-hmm.
The build up to this whole segment just fantastic. The strong grapple that just went on and on and on and whipping forward and the aggression, like the pinning and everything was just like I could watch this back and forth for 10 minutes because you felt every single second of it.
I'll tell you, you don't see a tie-up like that very often. That's a rare thing to see a tie-up like that. And then it spills outside the ring, and Charlotte's on the underside of it. She had to take a moment, could not get back to her feet in time. It kind of rang her bell a little bit, knocked the wind down over, but then she's back up, knocking Sasha, knocking Becky. She's in control, but they looked equal. They looked absolutely dead even by the time this match ended in a disqualification. Sasha Banks and Charlotte looked absolutely equal.
So do you agree with what Regal did and creating a fatal four-way for the women's title?
I mean, as a fan, yes, and as a promoter, yes. It's weird. It's weird to have Becky included just because she caused the DQ. If you think about it, because like, well, what did she?
Been there for a while.
Yeah, like she's been in the area. She
still seems second tier as a fan. She doesn't seem like she's completely earned that fourth spot yet.
But that's not to say that her talent and her ability isn't there.
Oh,
because
no,
she's fantastic, and we've seen matches with Charlotte. It adds the unpredictable element between Team Bay. And I mean,
Renee even bringing up on commentary last week how I think it was Natty and Becky both wrestled in the Indies in Japan.
Yeah,
that gives them so much more credibility.
Mm-hmm. How crazy would it be if Becky actually won the title? She's the dark horse.
That would definitely be unpredictable.
But what a crazy thing that would be. It would change the dynamic and the playing field of everything. It'd be great.
It would make it that much more unpredictable and that much more must see because you don't know.
I really like that stuff as a fan.
Yeah, me too.
I don't think that Charlotte's going to retain.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, well, we said that about Adrian Neville now, didn't we?
Yeah, he lost.
No,
in the fatal four-way.
Oh, I see.
Keep up.
I thought you were just shut up.
Drink your go, girl.
Okay, it's the peach one. I like it.
We go to the locker room. Kevin Owens is sitting there, and a new interviewer dude. We don't know his name. Tweet us if you know it.
He did
Owens.
He did too, and didn't introduce him at all.
Yeah. So he asks thoughts on taking on Zayn, and Kevin Owens' response is, "Do we even work here?"
Owens has been
like that.
Dynamite. No. Owens has been dynamite. Any interview has just been like he's just been acting like a regular dude. Well, I mean,
that was a dick.
Richard's a nice guy.
It's a dick. It's fine.
But he's just like, "Do you even work here?"
Yeah, and then he says he actually answers, and he says, "I will tell him next week at the contract signing." Like, doesn't even give an actual response.
Doesn't give the dude the time of day. Get lost, buddy. I won't talk to you.
Rich had the opportunity to like introduce him. He's like, that's one way to talk to the new guy.
I hope that we never hear his name, and it's just the new guy. Or that one guy.
That's your gimmick
that
now.
interviewer.
The no name.
He's like from a small like Central European country, and his name is literally New Guy. Like Neugai.
It's Noogie.
Noogie. Like Guy Ladouche?
Like Guy Ladouche.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about the Royal Rumble. Don't get eliminated.
Ha! Nice transition.
There you go. Not right now, but...
I wish. Would have been perfect transition.
More than life.
No. Stop it right now.
Sorry. Hi, Kathy. Missed you last week.
She's not a loser. She didn't miss us.
I did miss you guys.
Doubtful.
I'm gonna miss you guys again because I'm going to Japan and I'm gonna miss the next special. Yeah, and I'm really bummed.
You better see some wrestling while you're there.
Please.
That's a big deal.
Is there like? No. Obviously, I know that there's wrestling in Japan, but I don't know where. Like, can you guys tell me?
Tokyo. Yeah, we'll try.
Well, I'm only gonna be in Tokyo for a very short time. I'm spending most of it in Okinawa.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know how much wrestling would be there.
There's
probably less.
We'll figure it out. I mean, it's just a much smaller island, but yeah.
Yeah.
AfterBuzz exclusive Kelly in Japan.
That'll be super fun. Yep. I'm gonna go wrestle in the Indies. Just kidding. I'm not doing that.
Training with Tokyo Joe.
That'd be really funny.
That's why I'm not doing Tough Enough, guys.
That's the real reason.
Go to Japan. See everybody later.
Kathy Kelly for Bullet Club.
AfterBuzz exclusive.
First Jeff Jarrett and Kathy Kelly.
Oh, no, it's like the NWO all over again.
Getting back to our actual show that we're supposed to be covering.
This is the show.
The Vaudevillains versus Wesley Blake
Take two. And Slate.
Wesley Murphy.
No! It's Blake and Murphy. Wait, Blake and Murphy.
Those guys.
Those guys.
Don't those guys, them.
Those guys who look alike.
So Blake and Murphy actually win. Are you guys surprised?
Upset.
A little.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
I'm so surprised I can't even remember their names.
They're the only two. They're only two tag teams right now, aside from the tag team champions.
Yeah.
Technically, they're only two champions. Two other teams because Ty and JJ are only around really for convenience sake, and it looks like they could change to their single gimmicks at a moment's notice.
Yeah.
They're testing them out on
the
TV.
top of the show.
Yeah. Well, no, he was still dressed in the tag team gear. He wasn't dressed in
he's still not there with his partner.
Yeah.
That makes him a singles competitor.
No, if JJ was there, that would have been completely different. So that's the thing is there really aren't any other tag teams, so this seemed like the logical choice, and we're happy for him. We wish that there was more of a match on Blake and Murphy's end, but
no, that totally makes sense for the upset. You couldn't have had a more two-sided match for a complete shock upset like that. But villains were in the driver's seat basically the entire time. All of a sudden, there's a hot tag, but we think they're finished. They're not finished. A kick from the outside, a blind kick. Ref doesn't see it. 1, 2, 3. Wow, man, running away with a victory.
Yeah.
And be sure to run quickly.
And the Vaudevillains looked more shocked than we were.
Aiden English was this close to kicking out. He just the last second he got the shoulder up, but it was a second too late, man.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for the match though now for the number one contender for the title match. No matter which way it goes, it's
still fresh.
It's still fresh, but also we love Blake and Murphy. So seeing them wrestle those two, I hope they give them their time. I hope they get the main event next week, the main event slot.
Cool.
That'd be good. That'd be good. They earned it. They've been working hard.
They have.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys especially have been talking about how great you think they are.
I mean, it's just...
Well, no, it's true, though.
No. It's not that we think they're good. We know they're good.
Okay.
We're professionals. We know talent when we see it.
I'm just exclusive.
Yes.
You have eyeballs?
I have eyeballs. I don't use them all the
balls.
time, though.
Eyeballs.
Yes. Also at the driving range.
It's a family show.
And for skee ball.
AfterBuzz exclusive.
And for baseball and softball. And football. Lots of balls.
Deflated balls?
Yes.
No! The way that was proven and nothing happened. Ballgate.
Ballgate.
Yeah. Super Ballgate 34.
Oh my gosh, you can't add gate to everything.
You just
tell that to the news, man.
I know. But Watergate was like a place.
But
you just can't add gate to
remember
everything.
the guy that broke into the White House through the front gate? It was Gate.
The front
It was
door.
literally Gate.
Gung, gung.
Tyler Breeze in a selfie-style promo where he says it's just a matter of time before your hero Prince Pretty becomes NXT champ.
And he did the weird where he was talking about it's an ideal world where there's like uggos over here and beautiful people over there. And it's like this.
I don't think it's okay for a blonde guy with blue eyes to talk about segregation. I'm just gonna come out and say that.
Super hobo over here.
His blonde is less blonde now.
Yeah, it's a bad dye job. I'm kidding. He's a blonde-haired man. I don't know for sure.
I feel like he's not a natural blonde.
Maybe we can get him in here around WrestleMania time and talk to him and see.
That could be a real AfterBuzz exclusive.
Yeah.
You know what? I talked about.
You want to find out?
Yeah.
Okay. Put in some work.
I just got what you were talking about.
What if he used to be an Uggo?
Hey man,
get out.
Maybe that'll
get
be
out.
like maybe that's be the thing. Marcus the Week comes out with like a yearbook.
Yeah.
Look at you! You look like me.
That's where he went on his walk to find a yearbook to breathe.
Sure.
He walked all the way to wherever his seasonal residence is right now.
No. They don't. He didn't have those the seasonal residence.
Why
would you keep incriminating evidence that you were ugly at your place?
So you could make.
No.
He would
so you could look exactly the opposite.
No, you'd have to. He would keep it in Canada because the school keeps records of that. He would have burned all of his. He'd have to walk to Canada to get an actual physical copy.
I can tell from actual experience. I took all the pictures of me from my awkward years at my mom's place, and I took them off her wall.
All right.
I did the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Because I look way better now.
You know what? I'll actually.
I grew into myself.
I'll actually be an eyewitness. He's right.
That's the weird part. Yeah. That's the sad part. I look better now.
He finally got dental work done, and he looks great.
Before there was nothing. Now it's just rotting.
Obama dental care.
Close.
Obama?
We're getting there. I think it comes in February 1st is the date it starts up. So I'm going to start getting some dental. Yeah, I want to get grills.
Hell of a main
event. We got a black
tonight.
president, right? I want grills.
Hell of a main event tonight.
Yeah.
Hell of a main event.
Hell of a main event.
That weird little view of Marcus Louis down under while I was gonna say Finn while Breeze was coming up. That was a nice little just like,
you skipped Blake and Murphy's backstage interview.
Oh, were they challenged?
Yeah.
Well, I figured. I mean, we talked about next week. They have the title shot because they challenged them.
Okay.
So
yeah,
good on them. You can barely hear the Australian accent. No, seriously, you can barely
I loved how they said they plan to kick down doors and climb mountains, and they challenge the Lucha Dragons.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's kind of a molehill. If you think, just because there's not a lot of tag teams. That's the only reason I say that.
You had to beat two guys.
You had to beat that one other team in order to earn a tag team title shot.
Yeah, and Hells.
Yeah, right.
Not of a molehill.
Doesn't really make that title sound all that.
Now we can talk about the main event.
Okay.
Lucha. It's a guy in Chinatown.
Wrestler in
Lucha?
Lucha. Yeah. Sells fireworks. Yep.
Breeze versus Hideo Itami.
What? See, like we mentioned it during the Axel and the Balor match. This was one where, if it weren't for the tease of Louis at the beginning of the match, you wouldn't know which way this match would go.
Yeah.
Because by getting reminded of that, you go, oh well, then he's got to do a thing with Louis, or maybe Louis is going to run in, or this, that, the other thing. But even so, this match was just you had an idea of where it was going to go, but once you got into the thick of it, it was like, I don't know who. Anybody can win this match, and that's NXT for me.
Breeze is one of the few people, in my opinion, down there that doesn't need to be in the title picture to still be memorable.
No, absolutely, you're right.
That he makes every single match his.
Same with the Vaudevillains.
Yeah.
Vaudevillains don't necessarily need to be in the championship picture to be the Vaudevillains. They're great. Well, there's so many great people down there. So much great talent that does not need to have a championship tied to it in order for it to be worth something.
And actually, that just gave me for hashtag save CJ for CJ Parker. All he needs to do is start becoming a martyr. For oh god, that would be great. So that the losing means something.
Oh, yeah.
So that
Who used to do that?
So it's kind of like a hunger strike or something, where it's like he's gonna act like the world and get beat down or something. It's like this is what the world is doing to what you're doing to. He's personifying the abuse that the world is getting. So every loss that he has means more than every win, but that still works for his character as opposed to him just coming out and being like the world dead. Like it's
that would be actually thinking about it in my head. It would be really crazy if he wouldn't get pinned, but then he wouldn't put up any offense. So he just keeps getting murdered, but keeps bouncing back. It's just like, come on, do something.
And he's like, this is how you people treat the ozone layer.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. Just so that we can get some character and he's not just the guy that people beat.
Comes out, kind of complains a little, and then loses.
But makes it work for him.
But this little turn would be like, this guy's he's suffering for a cause.
He's suffering for a cause. It's like a hunger strike, but it's a win strike.
What if he?
It's a strike to his face.
Once forfeits a match because he's tied to a tree that's about to.
Or he
Chains himself to the ring post. I am not leaving. You will have to remove me.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be great if they just spent he locked himself to a ring post and they spent an entire episode trying to cut him off and they just had matches?
It was like Bo, but he's like industrial strength, and none of the like the saws like break in half. Like, what the hell?
The people who came to that taping would be so pissed.
I would
That would be amazing. Come on.
Just like, oh well, still happening.
This is still going on.
Yeah, sorry, but yeah, no, I miss CJ. But this match, Tyler Breeze, the don't touch me, get off me, all of the dodges,
not the face.
All of the dodges of the kicks was not only just athletically very impressive, but character-wise made total sense, and it made you want to just hit him in the face, just hit him in the damn face, and it's just.
Unfortunately, though, that did not have a payoff for me. There wasn't that moment where he just went pop and slapped him right across the mouth. There was none of that. There should have been that one thing that just he got him, and he should have but that didn't work out. But it doesn't matter. It was still really great.
Yeah.
They can build that up more if there is ever. I mean, we know that this is going to culminate in like a Breeze versus Louis thing. So
at some point, maybe the 11th, but I think they could build that a little more.
Breeze Louise,
get out.
Tommy ends up winning this match and will face Balor.
A pay-per-view match of its own.
Oh my gosh! So do we think that who's gonna
win the
have
tournament?
A heel turn in that?
I don't think anybody. I think it's going to be a handshake and they're going to fight.
Be respectable. Okay.
I can imagine that. Actually, it's the other bracket that's the interesting bracket.
Seriously.
Because you got Corbin and Dempsey, which if that plays out like we think it is, it's going to be a no contest.
Which gives Kidd or Adrian Neville a bye and goes right into the finals.
Or a triple threat.
Or then
to determine. Yeah.
Maybe.
You have a Tommy and Balor, and then Kidd in a triple threat.
On the pay-per-view.
If they don't have a finish to Bull and Bull and Corbin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is I think that's good idea.
It's interesting.
It's solid. Sound. Should be a writer.
That should be. Yeah, there's a space available.
I think I might just apply.
You might
He's making me apply. There are writer positions open.
Yeah.
He's making me apply.
You could only apply to either Tough Enough or be a writer.
No!
I don't think he's going to apply to Tough Enough.
I mean, I could.
Just saying.
What is your shirt?
Oh, do you ever play Banjo-Kazooie?
No.
Yeah, it's a bear and a bird.
People on the internet
you have a bare chest right now?
I do have a bare chest right now.
I have bare hands.
Maybe to it. Really quick before we end the show, we talked about it in the pre-show, which you can watch if somebody's late. But no, seriously, we did it if people are late.
Thing.
Shut up.
Not pointing fingers or anything.
No one at all. Just don't go to Kathy's screen at all.
Nope.
You. There was a couple of things about the Royal Rumble in NXT that I wanted to bring up and wanted to get your opinion on. So last year we saw Rusev, number 6, enter the Royal Rumble and cause Kofi Kingston to do his memorable thing, but an excellent showing and his memorable thing.
I just like how it's Kofi Kingston's memorable thing.
Yeah,
he has to do his thing, and now it's sort of passe that he does something spectacular.
Well, it's interesting to see what he does now. So the rumors going around are that it's going to be 1 or 2 NXT stars, and WWE actually put up a poll. What NXT stars would you want to see in it? And the people on the poll: Adrian Neville, Sami Zayn, Hideo Itami, Finn Balor, Kalisto, Tyler Breeze, Bull Dempsey, and Enzo Amore. So that was on the actual website. Who do you think they'll put, and who do you want them to put? So 2 completely different questions. Who do you think that they would put? Hobo and I have had a chance to think about it. We presented to the audience before the show. So what do you want a chance to think while we talk about it?
3 that I think and 3 that I want.
Go ahead.
3 that I think would be obvious choices. Sami Zayn, Adrian Neville, Tyler Breeze.
Yeah, solid choices.
Yeah.
Top 3 guys, arguably.
Yeah. Who I would want the top 3 to be are actually very similar to who I think it's going to be. Sami Zayn, Tyler Breeze, Finn Balor.
So the sticking to 2, entrance-wise and impact-wise, I don't think Sami Zayn should be on it. I think he will be in it, but I have a problem with second title guys, so like Intercontinental champions, U.S. champions,
although
NXT champions.
I really feel like it could elevate the title by having it
if he has
so many eyes on it.
If he has it on, though.
Even if they just say like if one of the commentators is like, who is that? And the other person's like, oh, that's the NXT champion, Sami Zayn. That's huge.
I'd be down if he brought the title out.
As Paige, debuting with her NXT title.
She didn't have it on her.
But they talked about it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It still elevates it.
I hope that they would put him out with it. I would love to see Bull. Balor, full makeup, full entrance.
That's basically a debut.
That's essentially.
Congratulations, you're here now.
That makes people go, what the hell is that? What am I missing?
Yeah.
And then you got eyes on NXT. And then Tyler, just since he's been touring, him and his whole gimmick on the big screen just be amazing for a pay-per-view debut.
Do you think that it might just be Tommy since he's so well known? And they would want...
Well, Tommy and Balor both, I think, would be the indie choices.
Internationally known and roughly in the same circles.
Yeah. What about you, Hobo?
I'm actually a little upset that the conversation even includes Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn should automatically be in the Royal Rumble. As a representative from NXT, he's the current champion. He should be in the Royal Rumble, and he should come out with the belt. That shouldn't even be a conversation. That should just happen.
Yeah.
And I think here are my thoughts. I think Kalisto should come out because Rey Mysterio is getting on in age, and they're looking to replace him anyway. Just bring out Kalisto and start that. Just start it. If they're able to do a little lucha spot, great.
Personally, as much as it would be amazing to have 2 debuts from NXT, I think that they should just do one.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is, it's not really a debut because they feature NXT on the regular roster every couple of weeks or so now.
But regardless, it's still kind of a...
It is what it is.
It's an introduction. I mean, even if the people who've watched Raw, SmackDown have seen these people before, it's still, they're new.
So that's why I think the introduction for people who haven't been on TV before would be Balor, Tommy, Bull, Enzo coming out doing his whole shtick and then getting thrown out within like 5 seconds.
I think that works because Cass wouldn't be in the Rumble. Cass would be his muscle in doing the Diesel gimmick.
And maybe Cass should have been thrown back in.
Something like that. Yeah. That make it memorable.
Yeah. But like a lot of ideas for the Rumble and a lot of people that we like just an NXT Royal Rumble. Just make an NXT Royal Rumble and pop everybody in there and
they definitely have 30 guys down.
They do.
They definitely do. Yeah.
It'd be great.
Yeah.
That's good.
Are you excited for the Rumble?
I am. The Royal Rumble, I'm sorry, Hobo. The Royal Rumble is the best, is next to, I mean, WrestleMania has a lot of excitement about it, but in terms of sheer just like surprise and what's going to happen next, Royal Rumble keeps you guessing every minute.
Admittedly, last year was something of a letdown.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see where they go this year.
I mean, I think the Royal Rumble last year had a lot to live up to.
It did.
We do not have that this year. So I think everybody more or less will be satisfied.
We have a chance for redemption when it comes to Daniel Bryan. Do you remember the end of the Rumble last year? Yeah. So there is a chance at redemption. Everybody seems to know the plan. Everybody thinks they know the plan.
Everybody thinks they know what's going on. A few things have appeared on the internet today. Real, not real, who knows, Photoshop, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Have you seen the Photoshop news?
No, I have not.
Okay. Good. Well, then we'll show you.
Try to stay away from...
Good. No, we won't show you.
No, we won't show you.
Yeah, we won't even talk about it.
Unless it's substantiated, it's got to be substantiated.
Unless like multiple people at different angles on Instagram or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, it's the Royal Rumble. They built the show pretty well. The tag team Divas match seems like an interesting choice. Why not just make that a fatal 4-way match or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
But the heavyweight title match, the Royal Rumble match, and that's enough to make for interesting television.
Agreed.
Yeah, Royal Rumble's great, man. That's the one thing I really look forward to. So it's really anything could happen, and I hope it does. I hope anything happens. I hope Kamala's in it.
Are they going to wheel him down?
Let us
You
know.
said it, I didn't.
Okay. Anyways, let us know your thoughts on this week's NXT, and let us know who you guys think will be some of the entrants in the Royal Rumble, either from NXT or just some surprise.
Yeah, surprise entrance.
You can tweet us as well. Where can they find you guys?
Like we said at the top of the show, Kathy.
Yes.
We're adjusting. Find me at Soapbox Mark.
I'm at your hobo, ProWrestlingTees.com/hobos, where you can find the t-shirts. BoxcarSuperstar.com, my website, full of cool stuff.
And we're actually going to be putting some interviews up. Break In, Breakout is coming back. We got a couple of interviews going back up on the channel. We're coming back slowly but surely.
Soapbox TV.
You can find me on Twitter at Catherine Kelly. You can find me on Instagram at Kathy Kelly. You can find all of us here on Twitter and Instagram at AfterBuzz TV. Be sure to subscribe to us on iTunes. Find us on SoundCloud. Look us up on YouTube. All that jazz.
Yeah, we'll respond to comments. We do. We do every week.
Thanks so much for tuning in. And we will see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.